covered. When you were when as a senator, tried to get it covered, and Mitch McConnell is holding up on his desk right now, and we're going to lose the Violence Against Women Act across the board.
Okay, so.
Biden. I had hope in the beginning, at first, that he would be as sharp as he was back in the past. Though his previous debates were kind of erroneous in nature, as he stood up for the many things that led to the demise of his countries in the past decades that he's been in office until his vice presidency, which that can come into question too. Now that we know that he's a corporate shill through and through, I had a big question that lingered in my mind. Why was the media pushing him so much? What gain did they have to push someone to fail like Joe Biden? They didn't hit me. He was set up to fail. These are the three things that I saw that the media is using to sacrifice Joe Biden. The first thing, he's the vice president, of course. Biden is in a clear mental decline. No one can disagree with that. Unlike Trump, who is also in mental decline, but with Trump, he takes a massive amount of drugs like Sudafed, and he has choice words that really doesn't require nothing above a third grade education. Biden has to meet the high demand of the intelligentsia of the left. How impossible that is at Biden's current state. It seems like the plan is to set up a vice president who could take the reins after Joe Biden fails. Here are the three candidates that I think that the media and the DNC are setting up for to be your actual president. The first one is Kamala Harris. Now, this is the stable choice in all honesty, and the whole centrist, moderate left. Kamala is very calculative, a manipulative person that ran a campaign that seemed like she was the choice candidate for the DNC all along. But, as neoliberals do, they ignore hypocrisy when it's most convenient to them. See Tara Reid, for example. Now, check out this clip.
I'm going to now direct this at Vice President Biden. I do not believe you are a racist. And I agree with you when you commit yourself to the importance of finding common ground. But I also believe, and it's personal, and it was hurtful to hear you talk about the reputations of two United States senators who built their reputations and career on the segregation of race in this country. And it was not only that, but you also worked with them to oppose busing. And, there was a little girl in California who was part of the second class to integrate her public schools. And she was bused to school every day. And that little girl was me.
Crazy. It seems like she changed her position when the second most powerful position was at her feet. I don't blame her, though. You might even catch me slipping. Second choice, Elizabeth Warren. Progressives are mad. I should know I'm an independent progressive myself. Bernie left a huge scar, especially after he dropped out. So Warren would probably be the better choice, even if she kind of vipered Bernie back when we were running the primaries. Maybe that's what we need. Maybe that's what we need. An over-enthusiastic nerd whose art of political dumping can benefit a person like Biden. Who knows? Maybe she'll get played like Hillary did back in 2016. With empty promises of a VP nomination being swept right under her. But in all honesty, I kind of do hope it's Warren. Even though saying that leaves a giant bad taste in my mouth, I can honestly say that to enact the vital progressive policies in America close to anyone other than Bernie, she's the choice candidate. Biden overall did say that he wanted a woman VP. Klobuchar. Threw that one in there. Now, going into my second hypothesis of why Joe Biden is set to fail. Basically, the dark horse theory. So, Joe has it in the bag. All he needs to do is change up some policies and try to speak, sanely, not seem like he was in mental decline. Or don't show up at all. Still works for him for some reason. We get to the convention where, he walks in, takes his delegates, walk out. Maybe that would be the case, but through the current events, I don't want to say because they'll definitely ping your video because of this. That might be harder to do, but I digress from that. The DNC does not want the best choice. Does not want Joe Biden. I'm sorry. The DNC does not want Joe Biden. Joe's dropped out. They convince him. I don't know. The DNC do what they do best and convince Joe Biden to drop out. And they put in someone like Andrew Cuomo. And all that talk about Biden being Vanderbilt kind of goes out the water, right? The bait switches in, folks. The media seems like they are ready to switch out Biden at the last minute to serve the elite's best interests. That's America, right? So, you think this is over? She might show up. This is a toss to the wind, but who wouldn't be surprised if the Queen of Death shows her face for the round 2? I want to have no doubt in my mind that the moment that Hillary shows up, the media and the bad faith actors on the left will jump to her faster than a fly on shit. But that's just my opinion. What are your thoughts about that? The last reason. The media actually loves Trump. There is no notion that the media hates Trump. Well, then why did I say he loves Trump? Well, most of the mainstream media hates Trump, as they play it out to be. But with the election of Trump, the field day of turd slinging hasn't stopped since. If the man-child throws his usual temper tantrum, that's all good for 3 or 4 days of the elites grandstanding and all the fundamentals things that make no different of what's going on in the United States. Then Biden's the safest bet to choose to lose without actually owning up to the mistake of going behind him in the first place. They will even set up Bernie bros and Bernie Sanders supporters to take the blame. So, campaign has nothing really to worry about, right? Why? Trump has brought a lot of people out, otherwise who were quiet or indifferent about politics, to the forefront to have their voices heard. I, for example, who would never speak out loud on his beliefs, but since 2016, I feel most of us with differing opinions are largely being ignored. What can we now rally together? We can now rally together, basically, to avoid the total destruction of our country from the Mango Menace himself. But the media, on the hand, kind of bask in the blood of Americans, right? If he believes it leads, right? What better villain than Trump? Set up a loser candidate, so when fascists takes over, then America will be broadcast, so that when fascism takes over, it can be broadcast in prime time. So, on my last note, I tried to upload my South Carolina debate reaction live stream on this channel, but then again, I got a copyright hit by CBS. It wasn't a strike, doesn't count against my channel, but it kind of sucks that these media conglomerates are taking more and more ownership of what they spread out, but then tell us again that they disseminated this information. Doesn't really fly by me. So if you enjoy what you see here, enjoy what you're listening to, please feel to subscribe to my channel. I don't only talk about politics, but I do jump back and forth for different topics that I kite for until I find something that can really take this off. All right, guys, stay classy. Peace. Hey, thanks for checking out this video. If you have time, why not check out the older videos I created? See the channel and help the channel grow and be a part of the growing community as I'll start churning out more and more entertainment. Hit that like and subscribe button to this video for more future content on YouTube. Also, if you're curious, check out my Twitch streams. I go live every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, where I discuss different topics and play games. All right, that's it for now. Stay classy.
And to get hot, I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap.